Ankara warns Tahrir Al-Sham, Syrian Army's military operations in Idlib ImminentTEHRAN, FNA. The Turkish government has warned Tahrir Al-Sham, al-Hayat, the Levant Liberation Board, or the Al-Nusra Front, that the Syrian army will soon kick off its long-awaited assault on the terrorist groups in Idlib province, media reports said. Turkish officers stationed in areas under the occupation of the Turkish army have informed Tahrir al-Sham commanders that the Syrian army intends to launch its military operations to clean up the demilitarized zone. The Arabic-language Al-Watan newspaper quoted sources close to the militant groups in Idlib as saying, the sources pointed to the recent statements of Russian officials on Idlib, and said, the recent statements by Russian statesmen indicate that Moscow will stop compliance with the demilitarized zone agreement unless Turkey joins the operation against terrorists in compliance with the clauses of this agreement. They also said that it is probable that after the Syrian army commences its military operations, the Turkish army might retreat from areas under its control in Idlib province despite what it has vowed to the terrorist groups. On the other hand, the Syrian Army's missile and artillery units heavily pounded the terrorists' military positions and movements in the village of al-Hafiz in Salih al-Ghab region in response to Tahrir al-Sham's missile attacks on the Syrian Army's military positions in the town of Joran in northwestern Hama. The Syrian army troops also pounded the military positions of Tahrir al-Sham and Jaish al-Izza terrorist groups in Lakman town, Morek outskirts and Kafar Zita in northern Hama, destroying several of terrorists' artillery cannons and also killing and wounding a number of them. In a relevant development on Wednesday, informed sources disclosed that Turkey was planning to occupy new areas in Idlib to prevent the Syrian army from conducting its military operations in the region amid terrorists' continued attacks in the demilitarized zone. The Turkish army intends to create 6 new regions, in Tal al-Tufan and Tal al-Sultan west of Abu al-Zohar and in a road linking Sarakib city to Abu al-Zohar town in southeastern Idlib, field sources close to the militant groups in Syria said. The sources reiterated that the Turkish army is looking for blocking military operations against Tahrir al-Sham al-Hayat in the demilitarized zone by establishing presence in Idlib province. The report comes as military experts pointed to intensified attacks on safe regions in northern Syria by terrorist groups stationed in the demilitarized zone, and said that the Syrian army will most probably conduct its mop-up operations in the region. Meantime, the Arabic-language Al-Watan newspaper reported that the Syrian army's missile and artillery units heavily pounded Tahrir al-Sham terrorists' military positions and movements in Al-Kasabiyah, the surroundings of Khan Sheikhoun, Sarakib, Mogar al-Hanta, Sakak, Al-Kataba al-Majora and near Jisr al-Shogawer. The Syrian army attacks came in response to Tahrir al-Sham terrorists' attacks on the town of Abu al-Zohar in southeastern Idlib. In northern Hama, the Syrian army also shot down 2 terrorists' drones near Atshan town and warded off their attacks on Kala al-Mazik, al-Sharia and al-Jamasa, inflicting heavy losses and casualties on the terrorists.